So, what if I told you that achieving harmony between professional success and personal fulfillment, I don't think it's a dream, but it's absolutely within your reach, within your fingertips. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fit for Business. I'm your host, Jarod Lehn. This is episode 77. If you're listening today, right now, chances are you know that feeling that I'm speaking of, that constantly juggling act. Maybe you're crushing it at work, building your business, and then you come home wanting to be the amazing spouse and parent your family deserves. It's a lot of fucking pressure, right? The pressure can be immense. And it often feels like you have to choose, right? Your career or your family. So today, I want to dive deeper into the art of balancing. Something for me personally, struggled with until I kind of came to this conclusion. And this is what I want to talk about. I spoke about in previous episodes, but today I want to talk about more actionable strategies to hopefully help you manage stress, boost performance at work, and most importantly, stay fully present for your loved ones, the people you care about most. I want to cover everything from practical time management hacks to shifting your mindset. Whether we're feeling overwhelmed, stretched too thin, if you can hear me on that, or you're just looking to level up maybe a little bit in whether your personal life, your career. I'm hoping this episode is jam packed and help you kind of just stop losing your shit and try to take back some type of control, because maybe, like, let's say you're a parent, right? And every time your child is having a meltdown or you're doing some crazy shit and you're just like, why are you being like this, child? You always think like damn, I'm the only one that's going through this in the moment. And then you realize, when we talk to other people that have kids and that are friends that have children, we know, hey, this happens everywhere to anybody that is a parent. And the same thing, circling back to what we're speaking about, really happens to people that are very busy, people that are running successful businesses, running startup companies, trying to start up a company, trying to get ahead in their professional career. We know that the stresses of life internally and also external forces of things that are happening that are without our control can stress you the fuck out. Pile that on now if you have, again, a family, children. That even piles more stress on top of your already added fucking stress from your career, from your business, whatever it may be, right? I can attest to that. But again, you have to have that mindset. It's not just you, it's everybody. But at the same time, you're worried about you. And there are ways to not necessarily eliminate it, but just how to deal with it and go about your life and live your life so that you're just not, in that fetal position, not able to do shit, right? So, excuse me, let's carry on. It's time to start choosing, right? And stop deciding, hey, I can't or can't do this. That's not what it's about, right? So I like to always talk about this, redefining success, right? And let's first address the elephant in the room. I want to talk about this because I talk about this elephant in the room with me all the time, personally, right? The idea of the perfect balance. Guess what, guys? It's a fucking myth, a total myth buster, right? That's what this is right here. Life isn't a static scale, it's dynamic, right? Some days work needs more, right? Some days family needs more, right? The goal isn't perfect 50-50, because that's never going to fucking happen every single day, but rather of a sense of overall harmony and fulfillment over time, right? This journey through life we're talking about, it's about integration, not separation, right? And I think a lot of people, myself included, we get caught up in these external definitions. What is success? But what I want to do, consider, what does success mean, right? What does it really mean to you? Is it solely the bottom line of success, like really, or does it include the quality of your relationships, your personal well-being, and just the joy you feel deep down inside daily, right? I think all of us that are struggling with this need to redefine success to encompass really both professional achievement and hopefully personal fulfillment as well, right? Let's talk about this practical step I do with this. I encourage you to take a moment right here, right now, maybe after this episode too, I don't know, and list your three values for both your professional and your personal life. Like, we're not talking about fucking shouting affirmations in the morning. I'm not asking you to do that. What I'm saying, this is an exercise you can choose to do or not to do. This is my recommendation, right? Right? And are they aligned? Meaning, this clarity is your absolute foundation for nothing else other than what we're going to talk about right here on this episode today, right? Let's talk about, a little bit of time management, a Mythbusters, right? High performers, time is really our most precious commodity, right? It's not a joke. It's really a thing, right? And it's not about finding more time. It's about optimizing the time you have, right? Let's dive into these strategies, right? I talk about this throughout the entire podcast lifeline. I've spoken about this multiple times, right? The power of blocking and batching. What the fuck am I talking about? And I think it's a game changer for anybody that's doing anything in life, right? You need to treat your family like a crucial client meeting. Now, hear me out, not to sound cliche. I'm not saying your family is a client meeting, but schedule it in your calendar and you make it non-fucking negotiable, right? So what am I saying? I'm not saying your family is a business, right? What I'm saying is, though, if you have it in your calendar and you say, hey, you're working on X projects for work throughout the course of the day, and it comes to 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock, whatever it is, that time from 5 o'clock on till whatever you set in your mind that hey, it's non-negotiable. I can't take business calls. I can't take business emails. I can't take business text messages, whatever you know. You want to be there in the moment and shut the switch off. And then you have to deal with the consequences later. You will, right? It's just as important. It's 1,000% important. But don't get me wrong. There will be instances and times where maybe you need to take a call while you're with your kids and your family, right? But certain things need to be off limits, 1,000%, right? Just as important, you have to batch similar work tasks together, right? What does that mean, right? This means handling all your emails at once, dedicating to a specific time to work on emails, a specific time to block and create a workflow, right? Like I had to create and block off my time to film and create my podcast episodes, my descriptions, my what I'm going to talk about, my content scheduling. I block off, time during the week, whether it's Tuesday or Wednesday, to write all that out. What does that look like? Record the content. And then there's another time during the week where, all right, once that content is completed, it is getting out there for you all to consume, right? Now, batching, in my opinion, and other people would attest to this, it really significantly reduces, what we call context switching, right? Which is a massive time drain. Meaning, right, you're jumping from emails to making phone call to trying to work on content. Instead of just focusing and dialing in one thing, you're having your ADD, not saying you have it, but you're having that and you're just going from here to here to here. And at the same time, it's mentally draining and you're not accomplishing anything, right? For example, and my wife might give me the look, but on my calendar, it says family time from like 5:30 to like 8:30 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. And on the weekends, unless I have to work, the days are dedicated for my family, right? During that time, my phone is on silent or do not disturb. There are no emails. It's a sacred block. And my wife can attest to that. My wife is probably on do not disturb all the time when she tries to call. She hates it. But there's a reason for it. If she calls, I'll pick up the phone, even if it goes to voicemail, right? It's a sacred block. And you guys get what I'm saying, right? Prioritization. I think I've spoke about this a few times during the episodes too. The Eisenhower Matrix. I think it's a pretty cool tool, right? It's been around for a long time. Yes, the Eisenhower Matrix. It helps you categorize your tasks, right? These are urgent and important, which mean like do now, right? Important, not urgent. That means you schedule it for later. Urgent, not important. Delegate that task if possible. And not urgent, not important. Means you eliminate it and you put it to the back burner for something else, right? I see this and I know this. High performers consistently focus on the important, not urgent quadrant, right? This is where your long-term success your strategic planning, your family time, and your self-care truly live, right? Neglecting these quadrants leads to constant urgency and constant fucking burnout, right? Then there's the deep work principle, right? I love that concept. It's popularized by Cal Newport, right? And Cal emphasizes really carving out uninterrupted blocks of time to solely focus on your most critical tasks. As I was saying before, go on do not disturb, close off notifications, close unnecessary browser tabs. Let people know you are fucking available, right? For example, I'm really deep into my app building for Activetopia. I haven't given it a plug yet. Activetopia, it's something I've been working on for 9 to 10 months. Every day, my phone, 98% of the time, is on do not disturb. I block it off, whether it's on airplane mode or do not disturb. I can't receive any notification. I do that for all my mobile devices and my desktop because I don't want to be bothered. If some clients are hearing from me, I'm sorry, but it is the case. I will get back to you in an urgent time, 1,000%. And I always do. But that is my deep work. That's what this time is used for, to get shit done, right? Zero distractions. That's what it's about. Because if I had distractions, I wouldn't get any work done. I think with zero distraction, that is really where the progress happens. And for me, I work from remote. I work out of my house, so I'm not in an office setting. I have one up on a lot of people that maybe have to report to an office, in a sense where, like, hey, you're in an office and you have people that can come and go. I mind you, if you work in an office setting, maybe this could be construed as rude or obnoxious. It's been over a decade since I've been in an office setting. You have to block off, hey, do not disturb, whether you're in a cubicle or whatever it may be. Have your headphones on, block out the world, and focus on your shit, right? Finally, my favorite thing, the art of saying no. Learn to graciously decline requests that don't align with your priorities or your fucking values. 1,000%. And this goes on a professional level or a personal level, right? Hear me out. Whether it's an extra committee at work or another social engagement that just drains your energy, protecting your time is fiercely essential for life balance, right? Right? It's just not about what you do, but how you think about it, right? Your mindset is crucial to surviving, right? I think our first shift is to embrace imperfection, right? Let's stop striving for perfection. It's never going to happen. Instead, strive for progress, not perfection. I like that. Good enough is often truly good enough. Accepting this frees up immense mental space and time. This has helped me. This applies equally, I think, to work projects and making family memories, right? Right? Think about this. A quick present 15 minutes of play with your kids is far more impactful than an hour of distracted, half-hearted presence. 1,000%. I agree with that. Even though I know I'm saying it, I definitely agree with that now that I'm saying that out loud. It's true. Right? Next, let's try and recognize the power of micro moments. And hear me out when I'm saying micro moments. Right? Do you need the whole day off to truly connect? 5 minutes of truly listening to your child, sending a quick, meaningful text to your spouse, or taking a mindful walk during a break can be incredibly powerful. Now, I'm not saying that you should only spend 5 minutes with your kid. Hear me out. Remember, right? Listen, it's about your presence over presence. Your undivided attention is the greatest gift you can offer, or I can offer, right? This is one I struggle with, and I'm still working on. Self-compassion, right? When things get inevitably tough, and they will if they're not for you, or they have been, and you've got out of it, or you feel like you dropped the ball, you're putting out fires, and you will, we all do. Let's learn to be kind to ourselves, right? That's something we have to do. We're human. We need to learn from it, adjust from it, and move forward, right? This is the recharge. Don't quit mentality. Hopefully you guys are with me. Recognize when you need a break and take it without fucking guilt, and don't delay, right? Now, finally, hear me out. Let's try and delegate and build your support system if you have the ability to do that, right? Maybe you don't, maybe you do. You don't have to do it all. Again, hopefully this doesn't apply to you. Maybe you do have the ability to do this. At work, empower your team and trust them. You have to allocate your resources, meaning if you have people that you work with or that you're partners, each partner or each member of the team has to have their own responsibility. And at home, right, I say this often, you have to get your children involved or your spouse involved, right, and consider external help if feasible or available, whether it's a cleaner for the household task or even a VA for a business admin, right? Learning to ask for help, I've come, is like really a sign of strength, not weakness. High performers and genuine presence require sustained energy, right? Any type of high performance environment you're in, hear me out. You simply cannot pour from an empty cup. This is my first strategy, right? It's non-negotiable. It's self-care. It's not a luxury. It's an absolute necessity, right? What's your 15 to 30 minute daily non-negotiable routine? Is it exercise, yoga, right? Meditation, reading, listening to music, or simply a quiet cup of coffee? Hopefully it's some type of fitness, right? Whether it's scheduled and protected, it's like any other meeting. You need to have it, right? Next, the power of boundaries, right? Establish clear lines between work and home. This might mean no emails after a certain time, like I said, or having a dedicated workspace that's separate from your main living area. Yeah. The fuck if I want to work like in the TV room where my kids are? I could get nothing done. It doesn't make me feel like I'm productive. Like sometimes I will work upstairs, like in our other, tabled area. There's nothing going on. Family is upstairs. They're in bed. I'm in another room. The light is on. That's it. Other than that, I have my home office. Right? You need to really be able to crucially communicate these boundaries, right? These boundaries that are clearly to your family, your colleagues, so they really understand. They have a better idea. They understand them and they respect them, right? And let's try this strategy, right? Regularly, coming from a tech guy, from a digital guy, unplug from technology. Try to take a digital sabbatical, say, even if it's for an hour without your phone. That can reset your brain, right? I have done this before. More importantly, plan time off, even if it's just a weekend, a getaway, and truly connect and disconnect during that time, right? And lastly, I talk about this all the time. You got to prioritize sleep. It's basic but consistent. The quality sleep is a foundational bedrock for managing stress, optimizing cognitive function, and regulating your emotions. Because when you lack sleep, I personally know I am disgruntled, cognitively I'm not aware, and my stress levels are up because I'm cranky and I'm irritable, right? It fucks with your emotions. It has to be a non-negotiable priority in our lives, in your life. So harmony, achieving harmony, is it a thing? I think it is in some respects. What we're talking about, it's a destination. It's ongoing, a dynamic journey, right? It's gonna be great days, good days, bad days, and there's gonna be challenging days, right? The key is to be intentional, adaptable, and compassionate, right, with yourself throughout the process, with myself. Remember, you absolutely don't have to choose between being a successful entrepreneur, if that's who you are, and a loving, present family member, right? We can do this. You can thrive in both. It starts with small, consistent steps and a commitment to showing up as your best self in every fucking area of your life. That's it. All right. So let me recap what we've talked about here on the podcast, right? What's redefining success on our own terms, right? What does this look like? You want to optimize strategies like blocking and batching your time, right? Let's try to embrace imperfections and seek out micro moments of presence, right? And always prioritize non-negotiable self-care, right? And set those infinite self-clear boundaries, right? Well, listen, guys, that was, it for me here on episode 77 of the Fit for Business with me, Jarod Lehn. I really thank you all for tuning in, listening in. And if you aren't already, if you can do us a favor and go ahead and tap that subscribe button on YouTube. And if you're listening along on Spotify, tap that follow button too. We'll see you on next week's episode of the Fit for Business podcast. See you around.